Hey guys, this is Not Lammers Invoked 101. Welcome back. If I sound a little strange, it's because I just woke up, but I wanted to get this profile out for you guys as soon as possible. I played this last night. I tested it against Sword Soul, beat it 2-0. So I do have some shout outs to give for this one because I got some really good deals on these cards. You can see I have all of the new stuff. I picked all this stuff up at the sneak peek, so big shout outs to my boy James. I've shouted him out a few times on this channel. Gave me a really good deal on this Big Beetle, or on my first copy of the Big Beetle, as well as almost every copy of the common ones I could ever need. Big shout out to my boy Alex. Gave me a pretty good deal on the Fusion Bee. And then again, there was a couple people who hooked me up with Descents. Oh god, I feel really bad because I can't remember who had the Descents. Oh man, I'm sorry. I am. Oh my god. But yeah, big shout outs to everyone who hooked me up with these. Oh, it was Jeremy. Jeremy had the other Big B and a copy of Descent, and then someone else had another Descent. But yeah, so big shout out to Jeremy for that, for hooking me up with the other copy of the Beetle, because I picked up some multiples just in case I needed it. So yeah. So thank you to those guys, and also thank you to James for playtesting his Sword Soul deck against me with this. So yeah, I was really happy with how this deck came together after putting the new stuff in it. But yeah, so if you want to see some combo stuff with this, if you want to see some live duels with this, let me know, because I love Beetrooper and I'd love to do stuff with that. But anyways, before we get into it, some normal promotion stuff down in the description. If you feel like supporting the channel, there's links to our Discord, our Teespring, our Instagram or Twitter, all that good stuff. If you feel like supporting the channel, just basically there's a way to do it, as well as picking up some merch. We have some Speedroid Cult merch for the new Speedroid stuff, which that video is coming out, and then we also have some normal Invoked 101 merch, as well as Mio's merch. And then also, if you feel like getting yourself a really cool custom playmat or some awesome custom sleeves like the ones I'm using here on my bees, you can go to your playmat through the link in my description and either use code InvokedYP10 or just use that link and it'll give you 10% off at checkout. With all that said, I'm gonna move the extra deck and spells and traps off to the side, and we're gonna get right into the main deck monsters, because I know that's what you guys wanna see. So starting us off, we have one of the new guy. I'm not playing two yet, but I feel like one of each of the new stuff is really good because they replaced some stuff that we were playing originally, but now they're bugs. Now they're like in theme, so they work a bit better. But anyways, this is Ultra Beetrooper, Heavy Beetrooper, Mighty Neptune. And what he does, he's an insect effect monster with 3k, so he fulfills the requirement for almost all the specialty Beetrooper stuff. And his effect is can't be normal summoned or set, must first be specialed from your hand by shuffling 3 banished insects into the main. And it does specify main deck, so no shuffling extra deck stuff back, which really is kind of a detriment, but it's alright. It just makes Seraphim Papillion slightly worse. And then it says, if this card is in its owner's control is destroyed or banished by opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card. That's an insane thing. This is your anti-Shurag card. So you just put this out if you know your opponent's playing Tri-Brigade and sit on it with the counter trap. And then it says, you can only use this effect once per turn, and then of this card's name once per turn. And it says, once per turn, during the end phase, you can target another insect you control, it gains 1,000 attack. And that's a perma effect. I forgot that was on there, so I wasn't using this. So you essentially have a 4k bug, a 3k bug, the Sting Lancer, and then another bug, either Armor Horn or Assault Roller, and plus the counter trap, and 2 cards in your hand is the end board. It's insane. But yeah, so one of this guy for now, because this replaces Doom Dozer. Then I'm still playing the 2 Sting Lancers. Sting Lancer is still really good if you don't know what he does. It says during the main phase, quick effect, target an insect in your graveyard and a monster in your opponent's graveyard. Special summon this card, and if you do, place the targeted monsters on the bottom of the main decks, or the decks. And then it says, if this card is normal or special, you can add a Beetrooper spell or trap from your deck to hand. It's really good. It is a once per turn. He's 2418, you know, so for that sweet Monsters Inc. reference. But yeah, he's really, really good. It works as a pseudo DD Crow. He's like a in-theme hand trap. He's really cool. He's from the first wave of support, but he's usually what you're gonna be summoning off of Atlas. Then for the other low-level Beetroopers, we're playing 3 Scout Buggy with my 1 copy of the promo one. Scout Buggy's really cool. It's a tour guide for the archetype. It says on normal or special, On normal or special, you can special summon another Scout Buggy from your hand, deck, or graveyard. That's really cool, especially because like if you have one in deck, you can just normal summon it and get the other one out of the graveyard. It's really useful in that sense, and I also have never apparently read this card because I didn't know it could summon from grave. And then it says you can only use this effect once per turn, but while he's on field, you cannot special summon monsters except insects, so do keep that in mind. Next up, we have one of my personal favorite Beetroopers just because of how it works, and that is Scale Bomber. So the reason we're playing 3 Scale Bomber is because its effect is if an insect is normal or special to your field except during damage, you can special summon this card from your hand. So it allows you to chain block stuff like Scout Buggy, like the level 2 Battle Wasp, Sting. So that's really nice. And then it says, much like Sting, it says when a monster your opponent controls activates its effect, quick effect, tribute an insect, destroy it. So it doesn't negate it like Sting does, where it's like a quick effect to tribute a bug and negate a card, like a quick effect failure. This is just like a responsive Regeki break, which is kind of cool. And the last Beetrooper we play is the brand new one, Beetrooper Assault Roller. Now this is a brand new version of Aztekipede, and honestly, I think it's better. Because when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, it's not as good, but after reading it and playing it, yeah, this is better than Aztekipede. So it says, you can special summon this card from your hand by banishing an insect monster from your graveyard. So that's Aztekipede. And then it says, you can only special summon Assault Roller once per turn this way, gains 200 attack for each other insect you control, which is really nice, which instantly means if you have 2 bugs on field, this is bigger than Aztekipede is. So then it says, if this card is destroyed by battle, you can add a Beetrooper monster from deck to hand, except Assault Roller, you can only use this effect once per turn. But yeah, he's 16-14, which is really nice, and he's a level 4 Earth, so he's literally like the same generalized stat as Aztekipede. And because like I said, Neptune replaces Doomdozer, this replaces Aztekipede, and the only reason is because, first of all, this shuffles back banished ones, so you can recycle Goki Poles, which is insane. You can recycle your Goki Pole now, and then this, you search it off Goki Pole and banish the Goki Pole to keep extending, so it's really, really nice. That's it for the Beetrooper stuff. Beetrooper, I gotta be consistent. But yeah, the new stuff is really good, even though it's one-ofs. Even though it's one-ofs, they're still really good as far as the monsters go. Battle Wasp package, still 3 Sting the Poison because he's the Stratos for the deck and he's an Imperm, which is really nice. 3 Twinbow the Poison, or Twinbow the attacking, sorry, because he special summons himself and is a level 3, and I like the level 3. 2 Twinbow, you can play, 2 Pin. You can play 2 Twinbow and 3 Pin if you want. I've seen people mix and match the ratios for each. The reason people like Pin a little bit more is because he does burn damage, so you can burn for time, which is really nice. So if you do want to play more Pins, like you could always cut them into the side deck, which is really easy, or you could just cut the Twinbow and swap it for a Pin, so yeah. And then the last not Beetrooper, Battle Wasp we play is 1 Arbalest. I was playing 2 Arbalest at one point. I think 1 is better in testing. This card is also extremely sacky. What this is a Debris Dragon for insects. It targets on normal, it special summons a level 3 or lower insect from grave. So you can summon Sting, get you a search, or summon the Beetrooper Scout Buggy, and then Scout Buggy will get you another monster, which is insane. Like that, it's a nuts card. But that's it for the Battle Wasps. They are all very good. And if you want to see these guys go a little bit more in depth, I do talk about them in my previous profile. But yeah, definitely needed for this strategy, just because of how extending they are. Now, this might be a little strange, but I was playing 3 at one point, I was playing 1 at another point. I was testing last night 2 Resonance Insect because the real reason that you want to play this is not to see it. You don't want to see it in your hand, and you mainly want to see it whenever you are equipping stuff. So 2 I feel is just fine, because if you draw 1, you can still normal summon it, link it away, and put out the Almirage and then get its effect. But since I'm not playing Doomdozer, because the only other insect I'm playing is Goki Pole, because if you're playing Reza, you gotta play Goki Pole because it gets you the search for the Assault Roller. I just felt like this as the supporting insect package was enough, especially in testing. There was not a point where I felt like I needed Doom Dozer. So, and maybe that'll change if I brick and I open Rezo, but who knows? Because if you open Rezo, you also might open an extender or something. But that's it for the just generic insects. And then for hand traps, I am playing pretty heavy on hand traps. I'm playing 3 Ash still, and then because I was playing against Sword Soul, I played Ghost Ogre, but these could also be bells, they could be effect veilers, they could really be whatever your meta needs, what other hand trap you could be playing, Skullmeisters, whatever. This is just your other 3 of hand trap spot. And also this is a 41 card deck, so if you wanted to, you could play 2 Bell, 2 Veiler, which is what I've been playing in Phantom Knights, and I kind of like that. So if you wanted to do that, you can. These are just the 6 hand traps that I was playing in the main. Moving into the spells and traps, 2 of the brand new spell, Beetrooper Descent. This card is, when I first read this card, I was like, oh, that's not super great. This card's really, really good. So on activation, it lets you summon 1 Beetrooper token, level 3, 1000, Earth Insect, and then if you control a bug with 3000 or more attack, you get a special summon, you get to pop a piece of back row. I never thought the back row pop would go off. I was like, oh, well, the back row pop is just there to do it. No, it's super easy to output an Atlas and then just activate this, get a token, pop the piece of back row that's bothering you, and then go and then tribute the token for Sting Lancer and get another card to extend through with. Or like this is a really nice card. I really like it, and I like it a lot more than I thought I would. Then as one-ups, I'm playing 1 Beetrooper Landing. This is the fusion spell that lets you, so it says fusion summon an insect fusion from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or field as material. Then if this card's in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, banish 2 bugs, add it to your hand. Which is pretty nice, but I honestly sided this out when I did game 2, just because I felt like I was never going to use it. And maybe I'm wrong for thinking that, but like, let me know in the comments below what you think about this card, because I don't think the fusion monster really warrants keeping that in the main at some points. Then I played 1 Formation because this is pretty standard. It's basically just Beetrooper Monster Reborn as a field spell, but you take damage to the attack points it has. So you do a little self burn, but it's also a token generator. So yeah. Then for the non-Beetrooper spells, I played 2 Triple Tactics Talent. This deck really does get hurt by hand traps, but it also has an insane amount of extenders. So you can just tactics to either take their monster and go into Hagakuramino, or you could just draw 2 and get more extenders, which is really nice. 1 called by tactics insane. Called by tactics is insane. James knows. Yeah. Then for traps, I'm only playing 4. I played the 1 copy of Flying Sting because it's the counter trap, and you only really need 1. I was playing like 2 or 3 of this at one point, but in testing, I found that 1 is just fine. Especially when I was playing against Sword Soul, this card kept coming back and coming back because Atlas is still an insane card. And then I played 3 Imperms. I'm not playing the Bug Lock anymore. I'm not playing the Rivalries. I felt that the Imperms were better in the main, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't miss the Bug Lock at all. This deck ran so smoothly. I also didn't play Primitive Butterfly. I played more hand traps instead of Primitive Butterfly, and I didn't miss it. I did not miss it at all. So that's it for the main. That is it for the main. But yeah, I did really enjoy the way this deck functioned when I play tested with it. It was running super smoothly, and the combo lines felt like the original Beetrooper combo lines, but evolved, which is what I felt like main deck support should have done. It did exactly what I felt the deck should have done. So I'm happy with that. Moving into the extra deck, I'm going to start with the new fusion monster because it's new. This is Ultra Beetrooper Absolute Hercules. And also something I thought was really cool about the Beetroopers is if you look at their artwork on the horns of all the beetles, so Hercules, Atlas, and Neptune, they all have different little Beetrooper crests, which means there's different Beetrooper Knight factions. So I thought that was really cool. But Absolute Hercules, there he is. Brand new ultra rare fusion monster. I do have a couple of these too, but I'm only playing 1 right now because I'm only playing well, I guess you could play multiples because of the fusion spell of recursion. But anyways, it needs 4 insects. It's 4,000, 4,000. After this card is fusion summoned, it's unaffected by other card effects until the end of your next turn. At the end of battle phase, you can target 1 insect monster with 3k or less attack in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only use this effect of Ultra Beetrooper Absolute Hercules once per turn. This is pretty good, but it's really only good if you're going second, because like this helps you break through boards, because it's just huge. You pop it, you swing into a thing, you get back a 3k bug, but also it's, you know, it's unaffected by stuff. But I really feel like this is only good on like turn 3 when you summon it, and then just getting your stuff back, especially since it's at the end of the battle phase. It gets to revive a thing instead of like if it destroys something, or just like if it attacks. That'd be really nice. But yeah, so one copy of that. Moving to the links. 3 Atlas. I know not everyone agrees with 3 Beetrooper Atlas, but this is 3 Atlas has come up more times than I like to admit. So I'm gonna keep playing this, especially since when I was testing it last night with the deck, at one point James had outed my first 2 Atlases, and I started comboing off, and he's like, "Do you have a third one?" And I sent all 4 bugs and put out the 3rd one. So yeah, no, I'm gonna keep playing this because Atlas is still one tough card to get rid of. It can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects, and it can tribute a bug to either go to 5,000 or to summon a Beetrooper from the deck. So really, really good card. Then I played 2 Seraphim Papillion for the revival, and also just because it's the Bug Link 3. It is the Bug Link 3, so played it for that. I did, however, cut Armor Horn down to 2. When I was testing, I felt like Armor Horn wasn't necessary at more than 2, and I know that some other Beetrooper players have talked about Armor Horn at 2, so I think I'm gonna stick with 2 of those. Then I played 1 Shinobi Hagakuramino. This is the bug that you use for tactics because it needs just 1 insect. No, it needs 2 monsters with different names, sorry, but it is an insect, so you can go into it. Just with generic stuff. It's really, really convenient. And then the last Link monster I played was 2 Inzektor Pika Finalia, because you shuffle the first one back with the second one, but also this is your main combo creator because it allows you to equip Rezo from the deck. So yeah, really, really good card right here, and really strong. These aren't the last Links I played, I just realized that. But the 2 Xyz monsters, Cicada King, if you want to play Zeus, I have seen some people playing Zeus, but I felt Cicada King just on his own is good enough. Cicada King is really, really strong because it is a negate that also revives, so he's really cool. Unfortunately, he is just an on-field negate, but currently, right now, in the current format, I feel like that's still pretty strong. Then, just for whatever links, 1 Almirage, this is in case you open Rezo, and then 1 Avermax. This should really be a access code, but it's Avermax. And that's it. I don't know how I feel about the Avermax. I honestly would cut it. Same with the fusion monster. I'm not totally sure, but the fusion spell hasn't bricked me yet, so I'm not upset about it. But yeah, that is my Beetrooper deck. I am super excited for this. I love the bug deck. I love the bug combo deck. I love Beetrooper, and I'm super excited to keep playing this deck. This new stuff is really good. It just, like I said, it evolved the combo strings the deck already had. It gave it a really nice piece of removal and extension. And then there's also the trap card, which lets you tribute a bug and special summon tokens for every 1,000 attack it had, which is kind of nice. And of course, now you can do variants based on the fusion monster. You can keep doing the combo Atlas control kind of variant, or you can really just make this deck tuned to what you need to do. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this deck in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, especially if I can change some stuff, but I'm loving the way this is playing right now. So let me know what you guys thought. And of course, down in the description, you can check out all those links I mentioned before. You can get yourself a sweet 10% off discount on yourplaymat.com using that link, or you can pick up some Invoked 101 merch. But yeah, so with that all said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.